Alright, welcome back to Solo Leveling Anime Review episode number 8. We're reviewing the last four episodes officially released for the series, episodes 22-25 of the show. So, I'm not going to unveil who the dubcast is for the Japanese S-Ray Hunters. For Akira Now for Todd, this is the 29th series I've heard of it. Yep, 29th. That's one being Fairy Tail One Here's Seven Deadly Sins, Four Nights Apocalypse. Yep. And the other ones are Gojo Reggie, which he's a big character. He's voiced by Christopher Welkamp, which of course, well, this guy basically, like, oh, the name seems familiar. Yeah, he's the voice of Razorhead from My Hero Academia. We also, Ippai Izawa, he's voiced by Zena Robinson, aka Hawks. And then we have Kani Toa. This woman is voiced by Elizabeth Maxwell. Also, happy belated birthday, Elizabeth Maxwell. Yep, it was her birthday yesterday. I believe she turned 41. And this is actually my 23rd series now. I've heard her now. Yep, 23rd. Last would be Black Summoner. Yep. The character Key is voiced by Aaron Desmook. You think, wait, as in the guy who voices Senku from Dr. Stone? Yes. I'll probably open up here and see. Because thanks to this particular show, some of the stuff I had to update several times. Because of so many voice actors that I'm so familiar with are just simply part of this dubcast. Mm-hmm. Yes. Let's see. There is also Kenzo Tanka, who is voiced by Clifford Champton, which for him, this actually is the 22nd series. Yep, 22nd. Yeah, Bakuto My Hero. There is Mari Ishida. She's voiced by Krista McGuire. Yep, I believe this is the 25th series for her. Yes. Mm-hmm. Then there is Maro Hinosho. He is voiced by Alejandro Saab. And there's Tatsumi Fujima, who's voiced by Howard Wong. So Aaron Desmook, this was the 21st series. You think, wait, 21st? Yes, 21st. For Alejandro Saab, this actually is the 20th series I've heard of it. Yep, and there's also Reiji Tsukamoto. And he's voiced by Brandon Marcus. They do debut one more Hunter. So, basically, after sparring with them for a while, And then Jewel steps in because Chi was basically about to be injured by, of course, basically Tai Hepworth's character, who is going berserk. So then, of course, he's offered to join the Jinju raid, but he turns it down because he wants to spend more time with his mother and sister. And then, of course, team arrive on the island, and not much issue here. And, of course, basically Ian Sinclair's character proceeds to put like a net over the volcano on the island. And, of course, the Japan S-ray hunkers basically go, not Japan, the Korean ones go inside, while the Japanese one have the people on the outside. So they go in, fight a bunch of ants, fight the queen. Pretty interesting battle. They do beat her. By the way, there's this mysterious black ant. Yes, a black ant. And he's voiced by Jason Laberman. Yes, the guy who voices Dobby from My Hero Academia is the voice of this guy. And I think that's really cool. So, basically, like Limit the Queen, the Black Ant proceeds to eliminate several of the Japanese hunters. Surprisingly, 3 survived. And 3 survived happen to be voiced by Liz Maxwell, Todd Eppercorn, and one other guy. The guy Gojo, he can pretty much get beheaded. First person eliminated is actually, I kid you not, the first person eliminated of the Japanese hunters is actually, I think it was Akari, who gets beheaded. Yeah, like beheading is a very popular thing. And then the Black Ant himself takes on the S-Wing hunters for Korea. And he's like sliced them. Sabat's character is like basically just, he's like holding his own pretty well. He's sliced up. Ian Sinclair gets sliced right through the, he almost look like he's sliced in half. Cha basically gets her side blown off a lot, knocked into a freaking pillar. And all seems worse, all seems going bad, and then all of a sudden, Jiwa shows up, basically teleporting there, thanks to his shadow switch, and then of course his group proceeds to eliminate like the ants there, and of course he battles the Black Ant. It is really good fight sequence, also great music too. And the whole fight takes up the entirety of, like, pretty much the entirety of 24. Because he shows up at the end of 23. Because the fight starts in 22, the raid. And he shows up at the end of 23. And has a really good fight with them. Got regeneration ability. Of course, getting stronger. Eventually, after what appears to be like 10 minutes of fighting this guy, of course, in terms of the anime, he beats him. And also, he takes time to heal everybody's wounds. Cha, basically, for her, by the way, also, the guy proceeded to kill the healer while they were fighting. Yes, blew a hole right through him. But of course, he tried to use his potion on him, the red potion, doesn't work. Tries Elixir of Life, doesn't work. But then he hears a voice, and then it causes him to pick up the dead body of the healer, though he's a friend of Christopher Sabat's character, and make him into a shadow, temporarily, of course, and use that time to heal up Cha's wounds. And he smiles at Sabat's character. I should probably refer to other names here. Beck basically is a friend of his. Choi basically is the one voiced by Ian Sinclair. So, Min, yeah. Or basically, he gets killed. But then, of course, basically, like, Cha's wounds are healed. And then, of course, basically, he released him being a shadow. And Beck is pretty satisfied with this because he's a close friend of his. And, well, he's not upset with Jiwa for doing this. He seems, I mean, of course, he's happy the fact Cha's alive. Because, of course, Cha's interested in him. Not Beck, Jiwa. Where, yeah, so, And of course, they have a source, which of course basically he goes to, and Beck thanks him for what he did for his friend. And they have a source, and surprisingly, like, he's the only Korean S-rank hunter to die. He's the only one. While Japan loses 7 out of 10. And of course, the guy in charge of the Japan one is basically so upset he's sort of fit. And of course, everybody, when G-Log transported to the site, like, because they were live streaming the whole thing. Well, actually, they're putting on like tape delay, but they're all shocked the fact G-Log was even there. Though he did basically tell the camera guy when he did the shadow thing, he did tell him turn off your cam because he did not want this part to go to the public. Which, smart idea, because the whole necromancy probably be frowned upon. It's not like he's surviving the person's dead body; he's surviving their shadow as a different person. Like, even though he was... Now, by the way, when he revives the Black Ant, everybody leaves. Apparently the Black Ant himself, who's called Brew, he apparently can speak. And he basically eliminates all the remaining ants, and now basically is working for, well, Jiwa as basically his subordinate. And Go, the guy who is the chairman of the Hunter Association for Korea, he's like, you did a good job. What kind of war would you want? He's like, I like to start a guild. And of course, basically, Yo and the other girl, I think it's actually his cousin, basically both offer to join his guild. Actually, it's not him, it's, I think it's, I know it's Yo and like one other person basically recommended to join his guild. I think it may have been his sister, maybe. No, actually, it wasn't sister. It was a D-rank hunter. We do see Song Il-Wan, who is one of the characters, which one you'll find out. Well, actually, he's the main character's father. Oh yeah, it's actually Han. Han, so basically she offers to join his guild too. I think it was her or somebody else, but yeah, I like the fact we set up basically Jiwa's actual guild. Like, I'm glad the fact we plant the seeds for it. Yes, Jinwo. Yeah. So his guild itself does not make its debut in the webtoon until like chapter like 121. So if they have like a season 2 of the season 3, they'll probably include the debut of this guild. Yeah, but otherwise, though, basically, this season has been fantastic. And the last chapter of Webtoon to be adapted was chapter 110. Yep, that was basically the very next chapter. It was also pretty much the start of the recruitment arc. Which, yeah, they pretty much cover. Actually, the whole arc is covered. So, and by the way, the arc basically that the season left off, it was actually the 14th arc of the series. Now, basically the very next arc of the series, which probably will take up the start of season 3 when that comes out. Now, in case you're curious, how many more arcs do they go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's roughly 7 arcs to go. So the next arc, the Aja Guild arc, that's the name of the guild. That takes up chapters 111 to 122. Then there's Double Dungeon. This is just 123 to 131. It's like 9 chapters. Then you have Japan Crisis arc, which is basically 132 to 139. International Guild Conference. This is 140 to 149. Monarch's War arc. This is 150 to 166, roughly 17 chapter arc. This one. Final Battle, which is not the end of the series, mind you. It's actually the third to last arc of the series. Within chapters 167 to 177. Epilogue, the penultimate arc of the series. This is 178 to 179. Yeah, it's roughly just... Yeah, an epilogue, it being 2 chapters. That's interesting. While the original novel was, like, longer. The final arc is Academy, which that takes up the last 21 chapters of the series. Yeah, and I'm still reading the webtoon novel, so basically I'm going to continue at this point forward with it. Yeah, I basically read the first 10 volumes before I started watching the show. So, am I looking forward to Season 3? Yes, I am. Final thoughts on Season 2 of Solo Leveling. Fantastic season. Like, basically the high points this season, aside from the voice acting animation, is the music. The music is fantastic. I love the fight music they have in the show. I love the entrance. The only thing I don't listen to very much. Weirdly enough, the last episode to air had basically the opening of Season 1 as the ending of that one, which I'm like, that's interesting. Yeah, but like I said, overall, fantastic show. Can't wait for Season 3. So, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, notifications. Next up we have is basically Hero Class. Okay, thanks, bye.